What's going on, everyone? Today we have a giant unboxing for you guys. We have 6 packages, basically long overdue, to talk about. And it's a bunch of stuff that I got actually for a very specific type of fishing. This stuff here is all for largemouth fishing during the middle of the summer. So I got a ton of boxes, some stuff from Gambler, Beast Coast, some stuff from a company I've never used before, and then 2 boxes from Tackle Warehouse, and some stuff from Angler. So there's a ton of stuff to go over today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Benjamin Nowak, and I love to go out and catch some big fish. Whether it's largemouth, smallmouth, whatever it is, I love bass fishing, and I love sharing those adventures with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's unboxing, because we have a ton of stuff to go over, a ton of really cool stuff to talk about, some stuff that's trending currently, and some stuff that's kind of old school that catches a lot of really big fish. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, we're going to start out with the Gambler box. The Gambler box is pretty exciting because, well, this is kind of my favorite way to catch fish in the middle of the summer. So, I'm really excited to open this box. I actually went out fishing the other day and didn't use one of these baits because I didn't do the unboxing yet. So, that's how excited I am to unbox this stuff. Basically, so I can get this stuff on a rod and start catching fish with it. First things first. I get a ton of questions on what kind of scale I use, but my scale's been around for over 3 years. The biggest fish I ever caught, biggest smallmouth I ever caught was weighed on that scale. The biggest largemouth in Michigan I ever caught has been weighed on that scale. And the scale is the Gambler digital scale. Now, this will do some culling. Oh, look at our boy Mikey Balls there on the back. That's our boy Mikey with a giant Florida bass. Oh, I didn't know he was on the back of there. That's kind of cool. But essentially, you can do culling with this scale. It'll hold up to 10 different fish. Their weights. It's waterproof, which is really important. There's a really high-end scale that a lot of guys use, but it's not waterproof. For me, having a waterproof, easy grab-and-go scale is really important, and I really like this right here. You can clamp a fish in here, and there's pretty much no way of getting off. But my scale's pretty much taking a beating. It's kind of getting wiggly, wobbly, and loose after 3 years. So we had to get ourselves a new Gambler scale, which is super exciting. Now, this is the part of the unboxing that I think you guys are going to enjoy. Now, it's just soft plastics, so a lot of people don't get super excited about soft plastic baits. But what it is it's for offshore ledge fishing. Now, Mikey, him and I go back and forth talking about a bunch of stuff. And one thing that he hates to do that I love to do is throw a big worm. This is a Gambler 9-inch ledge worm. It's basically a big 9-inch straight tail worm, and this isn't giant. Like, there are guys that throw 11-inch or 13-inch straight tail worms, and Gambler even sells one up to 16 inches that a lot of guys use in the Everglades. But this is their 9-inch ledge tail worm in Copperfield. It's basically a very, very good bait fish imitator. It looks like a perch, looks like a bluegill. You have a light watermelon back with a like whitish cream smoky bottom, some gold and black and red flake in here. So it's just a really, really good bait fish imitator. I'm excited to throw that. That's going to go really well on one of the heads that I bought in the Tackle Warehouse boxes. But I like to throw a 10-inch worm or a 9-inch worm because it just flat out gets bit. The other color that I bought is black plum. Now, a lot of people on Kentucky Lake really like the red bug color or the plum color down in Florida. Up here, black is the color. Black will catch you fish all over. And I know this isn't just straight black, which I normally throw, but it's like black with some blue flake and then a plum base. Now, I really like this color because you can imitate a lot of things with it. I really think these fish are eating, like, I don't know what they're thinking a big black worm is, but whatever it is, this color here is going to get bit. It's, again, a 9-inch ledge worm in the black plum color from Gambler Lures. Now, any of this stuff that you guys want to know about, I'll try to do my best to link it down in the description below for you guys to go check out on your own time. But then all the Gambler stuff will definitely be linked down there for you guys as well. This here is what I am most excited about. My favorite offshore way to fish is with a big 10-inch ribbon tail worm. This is a Gambler Lures 10-inch green pumpkin ribbon tail worm, and this technique just flat out catches fish. A lot of people think that a 10-inch worm is just a massive way to fish. It's hard to get bites, whatever. A 10-inch worm catches a lot of small fish too. So don't let the size of the worm scare you guys away. Kind of mid-sentence, pun intended. But I actually got 3 packs of these 10-inch worms. I go through them a lot. Fish will bite the tails off. Fish will kind of just chew this bait up pretty quick. And one thing about gambler baits, they have that garlic scent, and that always comes in handy, especially when you're dragging something slow and low along the bottom, because those fish need a reason to eat it other than just looking at it like it's really, really cool. So that is my gambler unboxing for you guys. Now, as we'll move into the Beast Coast stuff next. The Beast Coast stuff is pretty exciting too, because this is brand new baits coming from Beast Coast. And it's something that they've not really done before. They're kind of moving away from the tungsten jigs. I think they've gotten to the point where tungsten jigs have a time and place, but guess what? There's also a very important time for some lead jigs. So what they've come out with to combat that is a lead jig. They've come out with two different styles, a flipping jig and an archy style jig. And I'm going to pull them out for you guys right now. So these are their Assault AP flipping jigs, and oh no, I have one of each. I was looking at them, I'm like, these are different heads. So the Assault AP flipping jig, what makes this so cool is the head shape. First of all, the head shape is really, really nice. It's really, really narrow. Going to be easy to flip in and out of heavy cover really, really well. But what makes this jig so special is that weed guard right there. If you guys can tell, this is a double wide weed guard. So what they've done is they have this patent pending weed guard system where they basically use two weed guards and they put them side by side, double thick. And so when you're flipping into that heavy cover, it's going to be perfect down in Florida when you're flipping around the reeds. But it will just catch you a lot of fish, and it won't get hung up as badly as a standard softer weed guard jig. Now up here, I'm excited to throw this on the Great Lakes. We actually have a ton of standing reeds, so this is going to be a really good way to catch them. But it's going to be a very technique-specific way to catch them. It's going to be hard to fish around like lighter cover because you really have to jack those fish. So you're using a little bit heavier line, a little bit heavier rod. You might have to go up to braid to catch those fish. Now that is in the Versace craw color. I also got the G-Spo Gerald Sporer Battle Flip, and the Battle Flip is the archy style head. The Battle Flip is the one that I'm looking forward to because it's going to be perfect for flipping, skipping, pitching around docks. It has a recessed line tie, but it also has that double thick weed guard. Now this weed guard is very, very heavy. This is a heavy weed guard, so if you want to thin it out a little bit, that's fine. A lot of guys, so the reason behind using a double wide weed guard, a lot of guys when they get a jig, they'll spread that weed guard out so it's a little bit wider. That's going to help it come through the grass, the cover a lot better. Now with this style weed guard where it's double thick, you guys don't have to do that. But if you want a soft double wide weed guard, you're going to have to cut some of these legs out, or these strands out, and you'll get a very nice wide weed guard out of this jig. Now this is the Battle Flip, I believe. Yeah, the Battle Flip, and it's got that archy style head. This is the Elite Craw color, one of my favorite colors from Beast Coast lineup, because it's got that nice blue. It's got this crystal flash, which I really, really like, and all these skirts are hand tied, so I can skip this up under a dock and not have to worry about my skirt falling off. But I got two of those as well, and then I got some stuff I want to send down to Mikey Balls, because he can really use this stuff when he's flipping and pitching down south, and these are for him. So I'm not going to let you guys see this stuff because that's stuff that's going to catch him fish that he can talk to you guys about a little bit later. So that is my Beast Coast order. Now, getting into the tackle warehouse stuff. This stuff is very ledge fishing, green fish, offshore specific. This is stuff for catching fish offshore. And a couple of these baits are kind of like trending right now. They become really popular in recent months, and it's a good way that guys are catching big fish offshore. Now, first things first, you guys may be able to tell what these are. A Zoom Magnum Fluke. So the Magnum Fluke is a 7-inch fluke, and for those of you guys that have followed bass fishing, you'll probably know why I bought this bait. It's a big old fluke. It's a big, big, big bait. I didn't realize quite how big it was, but 7-inch fluke is a big, big, big fluke. This is very similar to the Copperfield color. It's called Houdini. It looks just like a perch. This is going to be great for my offshore fish out on the Great Lakes. I'm actually really, really excited about this because these fish on the Great Lakes, even though they're smallmouth, they will eat giant baits. So that Houdini color looks just like the perch, and yeah, that I'm imitating out there. And then I got the same bait in the Houdini color, or excuse me, the Green Pumpkin Magic color. Those of you guys that follow any of our stuff, this Green Pumpkin Magic color is just a great offshore color. Looks like bluegill, looks like a bunch of different types of bait fish. It's basically green pumpkin with a bunch of different, like, silver, gold, flash, and it just flat out catches big fish. These Zoom Magnum flukes are a great way to catch giant fish offshore. And then the final bait, and I'm not going to pull this one out of the package, is Arkansas Shiner. It's very similar to any Arkansas Shiner color you've ever seen. It's got a darker back, translucent sides, and, or not translucent, but like a lighter side, and it looks just like a shad. Now, those Copperfield worms, they're going on these heads right here. These are the Hog Farmer Magnum Shaky Heads. These are 3/4 ounce. So when I'm fishing offshore, I want a little bit heavier jig. I want to get that bait down there. I want to keep that bait low, slow along the bottom, and I want to be able to drag it and catch a lot of really big fish. So I got it in the 3/4 and the 1 ounce. It's a big old hook with a 7/0 hook in it, and it's going to pair perfectly with that 9-inch ledge worm. And then I got 5/0 jungle flipping hooks. Now these hooks to me are the best flipping hook on the market. Now I'm not just saying that. I have no affiliation with the owner, but I like to actually use them on a big old 10-inch worm. And I don't think I have a 10-inch worm rigged up, but what you do is you snell the hook just like you're going to flip and pitch with it, but then you put your big 10-inch worm on there and you drag it. I think it gives you a lot of really good hook clearance, really good hook set, and gets those fish coming to you, gets them in the boat. So that's why I like to use this 5/0 owner jungle flipping hook when I'm fishing offshore. It just keeps those fish pinned and gives you the best shot at getting that fish into the boat. Now, this, dadgummit, this is not what I thought it was. This is something I ordered in January for smallmouth, and just finally arrived. Siren colored KVD flukes. These are for smallmouth. This is not what I thought it was for largemouth. But guess what? That's okay. You guys like to see smallmouth stuff too, so that's fine. Now, Angler Labs. Angler is coming out with a brand new system, and I'm currently beta testing it for them. But what they did is they sent me something brand new that no one has yet. It's not been released. Oh, sweet. And they sent me an Angler shirt, which is awesome, because I always like repping the companies that I'm using, so this shirt should be awesome. But what that is, what is this new piece of technology? It is the bullseye. So for a long time, and I might still have it out here on the deck, they have this thing called the tracker. The tracker will still work. It's a little bit more expensive piece of technology. I believe it retails for about $100. But the bullseye, I don't have to move from rod to rod, and that's what I'm super excited about. So this thing here is called the Angler Bullseye, and this will pair up to your phone. You do not have to charge it. You do not have to do anything other than clip it somewhere and hit the button when you catch fish. You can mark waypoints. You can do a whole bunch of different things with this bullseye. But what I really like is the fact that I don't have to charge it. I'm very lazy when it comes to charging stuff. That's why I carry that battery charger on the boat. So if I run out of juice for my cameras, then I can plug that battery charger in and charge my cameras with it. But this bullseye, a lot of guys are putting on their hats. A lot of guys are clipping it to their shirts. They're wearing a lanyard with the bullseye. But it can log catches. It can mark waypoints. The battery life, this is what's really cool, lasts up to 2 years. So 2 years without having to recharge this. I don't know the retail price. I believe it's $29.99, but I could have that way wrong. But I'll get you guys a link to this. This is not out yet, but it should be out very soon. So Gambler Bullseye, you guys will see this in my videos and see the angler stuff in my videos going forward. So we're just going to put that right there for right now. So thank you, Angler, for sending me this. It comes with instructions on how to hook that up. And a very nice note from the dudes over at Angler. Now, that's the cool thing about Angler. I'm very good friends with all of them, and they said, we wanted to send you an Angler care package to say thank you for working with us and joining the Angler tribe. And then it's got all their signatures, Landon, as well as everyone else. So thank you guys at Angler for sending me that. Now I'm going to save this unknown mystery package for last. But here are some frogs that I ordered off of a website that I have no affiliation with. They're called Pro Z Baits. Now I don't throw a frog a ton. I don't have a ton of frogs in the boat. But Pro Z Baits supposedly makes some awesome frogs. So what I did is I bought some poppin' frogs. This is in the Scooby-Doo color. And I also bought a black frog. I have 6 frogs in total from Pro Z Baits. But they use a really soft plastic. They use really good hooks. And the frogs are not that expensive. You can get they call them the MH frogs. I'm not sure what that stands for. But it's basically like they're mishandled frogs. It's frogs that have something just barely wrong with them. And they had them on sale for $3. But they have really good hook clearance. This is their smoke colored frog. I believe it's just straight black. I don't know what color it is, but it's just a black frog. And I think this frog only cost me $6. That's the thing. I hate paying like $10 for a frog that I'm going to throw like 3 months out of the year. So for 6 frogs, I think I paid $32 shipped to my house, which is insane. So if you guys want to check out some frogs, Pro Z Baits, I'll leave a link down to their website. Wow, I couldn't think of the word. Down to their website, down in the description below for you guys. And finally, the secret package. What is in this package? Now, this is from a company called Queen Tackle. Now, Queen Tackle, for those of you guys that follow fishing, you probably know what Queen Tackle is. For those of you guys that don't follow fishing, you probably don't know what Queen Tackle is. But they make some very, very, very unique football head jigs. These jigs are like not really talked about, but what makes them so unique is they're a tungsten head with a rattle inside of the head. I believe it's patented, so no one else can do this, but it's a tungsten head. It's the normal size of a 3/4 ounce head for the most part, of a standard jig. But it's not very loud, but there's a rattle inside of this head that when it's beaten down on the bottom against things, it's going to help you catch some fish. It's got a really, really good hook in it. I believe it's a 6/0 hook. There's not really any flex to it, but it's still kind of light wire. I really like a light wire hook when I'm fishing deep because I don't want to have to jack that fish really hard. And with a light wire hook, I can kind of get a good hook set into them. And they use a really, really thin weed guard. And I really like a thin weed guard when I'm fishing offshore because, again, I'm not necessarily fishing around that heavy a cover. I'm just trying to hook these fish and get them into the boat. This is the Tennessee craw color. It's got a little bit of orange, a ton of green pumpkin. Gonna catch a lot of really big fish. I got 2 in that Tennessee craw color, and then I got 1, maybe 2 in the blue craw color. I keep my selection very, very simple. Yeah, 2 in the blue craw color. So I keep my color selection very simple. I don't think that there's a need to have 9,000 colors in the boat. So I have one that looks like a crawfish, and one that can imitate a bluegill or a crawfish, again, really, really well. When you're throwing a football head jig, typically you're imitating a crawfish or a bluegill or something low, slow along the bottom. So, guess what? Keep it really simple. One with a little bit of orange, one with a little bit of blue, and you will be set to go. I don't like to mess around with a whole bunch of different colors, but that's up to you guys. So, that, I believe, is all that I have for today's unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below. It'll let you know when I post more videos just like this one here. And as always, thank you guys for watching. You guys are seriously the very best. And as always, take care, tight lines. God bless.